Hello guys, in this video we are going to discuss about the essay entitled The Gandhian Outlook written by S. Radhakrishnan. So guys, first of all, introduction to the author. The essay The Gandhian Outlook has been written by S. Radhakrishnan. He was born in South India in 1888. He was a great educationist, philosopher, and statesman. He was known as one of the most eminent scholars of the world. He was the professor of Eastern religion and ethics at Oxford. As a statesman, he rose to be the President of India. He is one of the greatest orators of India. His speech and writings are marked with profundity of thought and forcefulness of expression. He was greatly influenced by Gandhi, Tagore, Plato, Plotinus, Bergson, and Bartley. His major writings are Religion and Society, Education, Politics and War, Kalki or the Future of Civilization, India and China is this peace, Eastern religion and Western thought, Hindu view of life, and philosophy of Upanishads. And guys, he died in 1975. Now guys, introduction to the essay. The essay has been taken from a speech of S. Radhakrishnan. This speech was delivered at a seminar on the contribution of Gandhian outlook and techniques to the solution of tensions between and within nations on January 9, 1953. Now guys, subject matter of this essay. Guys, in this essay, the essayist wants to expose Gandhi's motive behind India's getting free from the tyrant clutches of British government by using the weapon of non-violence. Thus, Gandhi has proved that if this cult of non-violence is successful in a small compass, then it can be successful on vast scene of politics. There is no need to adopt the cult of violence to bring universal peace. Now, essayist's view. This essay is a part of a speech of the author. In this speech, the author has expressed the outlook of Gandhi's world state that Gandhi was an internationalist first, then he was nationalist. It means to say that Gandhi wanted world brotherhood, welfare of whole humanity, and world peace. He did not have narrow mentality to think only of his own country. The author says that Gandhi took up the case of India's independence in his hand to demonstrate to the world that the weapons which he was employing in his smaller compass could be extended to the whole. If he is able to establish the validity of non-violence in India, it could also be applied to the world. Gandhi argued that political freedom could be gained by non-violence methods. He wants to say that method of violence, deceit and cunningness are not the proper ways by which the nations try to get political freedom. Thus, Gandhi taught a lesson to the world that freedom can be won by non-violence. Gandhi was the person of prime importance to practice and apply the non-violence method. Dr. Radhakrishnan admires Gandhi's way of achieving the freedom of India by the method of non-violence. The method of non-violence is not a new method. It is ages old, but Gandhi was the first who used the force of non-violence against the social, political, and economical evils. Firstly, he organized non-violence movement in South Africa to resist the discriminatory legislation against Hindus. It was completely successful. Later, Gandhi used this method of non-violence and non-cooperative in India. When Gandhi came to India, he joined the liberation movements, which was started to make India free, but Gandhi got success through non-violence. He removed fear from the minds of Indians and taught them how brute force can be subdued by non-violence means. Non-violence is based on peaceful means and treats mutual understanding between individuals. It increases their capacities of mutual tolerance. So Gandhi wanted to say that those who are in his favor, they should discard the hatred, anger, and fear from their mind. Non-violence tolerates the evils of others and praises their merits. The practice and application of non-violence requires a highly organized training. Only individuals, after getting this complete and detailed training, would be able to practice non-violence. This training should last at least 4 months. Gandhi also said that a good faith and trust is also necessary to improve relations between groups of individuals and governments. Anthropologists dealing with the savages demand greater faith in non-violence than in other matters. Same as a doctor treating an insane or a social reformer dealing with a criminal also demand greater faith in non-violence. If this faith is once created, it creates goodwill in the other party. Gandhi also says that fear is the basic of all conflicts. If we want to make non-violence successful, the basic fear has to be removed. Where there is no fear, there cannot be any anger or hatred. Thus, it can be said that non-violence contributes to good relations between individuals, between groups, and between governments. Finally, the author says that Gandhi took up the Indian cause not out of any narrow patriotism, not only because he belonged to India, but because his intense love for humanity. In this sense, Gandhi was the first and foremost an internationalist and only then a nationalist in its narrow sense. His nationalism was a means to internationalism. So, guys, this is your essay, The Gandhian Outlook by S. Radhakrishnan. It is a very beautiful essay. Thank you, and I hope you will like it.